everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda. Today I am in the garden and I am still acclimating my seedlings to the outside conditions. And the number of seedlings has increased. I am now starting to put the seedlings on the shelf that I have right outside of the door. And so these will be protected. They'll be safe from a lot of sunlight today. And they're going to stay out for 2 hours today. So the time is increasing that they'll be outside so that they can harden off and get ready to go into the garden. And I'm going to be up potting some more broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. Okay, I got the red Reuben Brussels sprouts and the kohlrabi. I've already taken another tray of Brussels sprouts and broccoli inside, and I'm going to be taking these inside and putting them underneath the grow light. And then I have a tray of kale that I'm going to up pot. These seedlings did wilt some because they don't have any water on them right now, but I'm going to put a diluted strength of fish emulsion and some water at the bottom of the container and let these seedling pots wick that water up, and these seedlings will perk back up in no time. Okay, here's a quick update on my lead pot hydroponic system. And right now I have some lettuces growing in here. This one is a butter crunch lettuce. Got some romaine back here in the back. That's romaine lettuce. And then this one right here is a mesclun mix. And up front, I also have a mesclun mix, and I just planted some red mustards in here also. So the salads are looking very good. Matter of fact, I'm going to be cutting some of this off today using the cut and come again method. So you can grow a lot of food indoors. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is to prune my roses. And as you can see, those roses have succumbed to the heat. But when you are pruning your roses, you want to remember the 4 D's of pruning your roses. And that is to remove the branches that are diseased, damaged, dying, or dead. And that is what I'm going to do to this plant right now. I'm going to go in and start taking them off. And you can see the ones that are diseased, they're going to look brown. The ones that are dead, they're going to obviously look dead. And you just want to go in and cut all of that out. And be careful of the thorns. If you're working with one that has a lot of thorns, and this one does, it already got me once. I'm going to go ahead and take out these dead branches, these dying branches, these diseased, and the damaged. And those won't have a lot of green growing on them. They just will look bad. Okay, and once you see that you've gotten all of those type branches out, to do this, you need to have a pretty good pair of pruners. I'm using my Fiskars today, and they're pretty good. And I'm going to, now that I've gotten those diseased, dead, dying, and damaged limbs off, I'm just going to go back in and prune this plant. I'm not going to remove more than 1/3 of the plant. And I am not a professional pruner, but I know that I want this plant to come back with a new flush of fall roses. And so I'm just going to take it back like this, and then I can go ahead and also deadhead any of the spent blooms that were on the plant. I'm being very careful of these thorns because this one is a thorny one. I'm removing these dead leaves that have gotten scorched by the sun. I'm going to work on getting some irrigation running to these roses because this season they did not have any irrigation running to them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work my soil up some. Yeah, my grasshopper is coming in handy for me today when I'm removing these dead branches. I don't have to put them on the ground and come back and have to clean them up later. And then I'm going to apply some fertilizer. And I have some organic rose tone by Spomo. Work this into my soil. And now I'm just going to water it in. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And the ones that are dead, I'm just going to cut them all the way back to the soil. Being very careful of the thorns that are on the plant. And once I've gotten all of those damaged, dead, dying, and diseased branches off, I can just go and prune my plant, taking off no more than 1/3 of my plant. Getting those dead leaves out. Deadheading any spent roses. I'm just cleaning this plant up. And then expecting another flush of fall roses. I'm gonna go back in with my rose tone. And then water in my plant. Now I have a couple of raised beds that I'm going to put together. Okay, I just about got the first one put together. It just needs 3 more screws put in. And I took some shortcuts on putting it together. First thing, I did not remove the plastic that was on here. And I don't think that that's going to matter because it's going to be in the garden. It may start peeling later. And I did not put the bracket in that kind of helps to make it more sturdy. I never put those brackets in, and I don't have any problems with my raised beds. So that's just an added step that you can take if you want to make sure that those beds don't gap out. As I said, I've never had any problems with that. A lot of those beds out there are like 4 or 5 years old. I don't have any problem with any of them gapping. Okay, one more. These beds are going to replace some of the wooden beds that I have out there that are rotting, okay, now all I want to do is just go ahead and take my screwdriver and give these screws a tighten. Once I get them all in, I take my screwdriver and tighten the screws. Okay, and I also want to show you all something that we're going to be using on our homestead now, and that is going to be walkie-talkies. These are going to be so helpful to us when we are out in the garden and we're in different areas of the garden and we need assistance with something, then we can just call on our walkie-talkie. I'll link these in the description along with these raised beds where you can get some walkie-talkies and raised beds for your homestead.
Back door.
All right.
Back door of the house. Before.
Now it's time to harvest the Star David okra, and this okra has gotten very tall. In the last couple of weeks, it has gotten outrageously tall. Okay, this is my okra harvest for today. There's some red peppers right here that I can harvest. And this is what our asparagus is looking like right now. Remember, you can go ahead and plant your asparagus. If you think you may have problems with those seeds germinating, go ahead and start you some asparagus. And you can grow it inside the house until you are ready to set it outside into your garden. And they will come back every year. It is a perennial. So you don't have to worry about once the frost kills it that it's not going to come back, because it will come back every year. And this is what the seedlings are looking like now. They are all back inside the house. These are the brassica seedlings. These are for our fall planting. I still have some more seedlings that I will be up potting, but this is what we have up potted so far. And this is our harvest for today. Got some peppers and okra. We got one raised bed put together that we're going to be replacing a wooden raised bed that has rotted out. And I will be going ahead and getting the other one put together. The lacca that we planted in the previous video has begun to get some little tiny flowers on it. And this container will fill up very quickly, and I'll keep you updated on this container. This is one of our rose bushes that we were able to get pruned today. And this is the other rose bush. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this video today and that you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.